What if the key to boosting your mood, unlocking happiness, and manifesting a richer life was hidden in the simple act of gratitude? So many chase happiness outside themselves, overlooking the powerful truth that thankfulness has the ability to shift our mindset, summon abundance, and transform the everyday into something meaningful. By learning to notice, savor, and nurture gratitude in your daily routine, you hold the power to change not only your emotions, but the very course of your life's journey. Are you ready to discover just how life-changing a gratitude practice can be? Everyday Gratitude Wins. Boost your mood and manifestation power. Written and published by Intentional Prosperity. Chapter 1. The Gratitude Mindset Shift. Have you ever stopped to wonder what your life might look like if you changed the way you viewed your everyday experiences, even the smallest ones? Imagine waking each morning not with a sense of worry or anticipation of problems, but with a quiet inner joy, simply because you are alive and blessed in more ways than you often realize. Far too many people wake up feeling caught in a cycle of stress and dissatisfaction, carrying burdens that keep them from seeing or appreciating what's already good and abundant in their lives. It's as though a gray cloud settles over the day before the sun has a chance to rise. Does this sound familiar? You might find yourself racing through routines, checking off tasks, feeling that your efforts never quite add up, wrestling with the feeling that something important is always missing. This is a truly common experience, and you are not alone. Maybe you compare your progress to others and end up feeling behind or not enough. You may have a steady job or loving people around you, yet there's a quiet emptiness, a sense that your days lack meaning or sparkle. You crave satisfaction and deep happiness, but it often feels fleeting, disappearing the moment life becomes challenging or uncertain. Perhaps you also find yourself waiting for a big change, thinking, once I reach this goal, or when things finally go my way, then I'll be happy. It's easy for your mind to focus on what's lacking, what's not yet as it should be, and as a result, happiness becomes conditional, hooked to a future that always slips just out of reach. But what if the answer is not in changing your circumstances, but in transforming your lens? What if you discovered a way to change your mindset, right here and now, that could gently unlock joy, ignite motivation, and reveal contentment that doesn't depend on outside changes? This is the essence of the gratitude mindset shift. A powerful shift in perception that teaches you to train your mind to see and acknowledge the blessings and goodness already in your life, no matter how big or small. It is not about pretending problems do not exist or forcing a fake smile. Instead, it's an invitation to open your eyes to daily gifts that are so often overlooked. A warm cup of tea, a kind word, the feeling of sunlight, or even the lessons a hard day can offer. Embracing this shift means you stop letting negativity set the tone, and you begin to author your own emotional experience. You start to realize that gratitude, practiced consciously, creates a resilient foundation that can steady you as you face both triumphs and tests. There is something almost magical about how deliberately practicing gratitude lifts your energy, sharpens your focus, and infuses your routines with subtle joy. When you give yourself permission to notice and savor what's already good, you train your brain to reroute from complaint to noticing, from lack to appreciation, from surviving to thriving. The big transformation starts not by acquiring more, but by seeing differently. A gratitude mindset is more than just a habit. It's the new operating system for your life, gently reprogramming how you relate to the world and yourself. Begin this journey and watch how your perspective and soon your reality shifts in beautiful ways. To truly embody a gratitude mindset, it helps to begin by making a conscious commitment each day to notice and appreciate the good, even in its smallest forms. One simple yet powerful step is to start keeping a daily gratitude journal. Begin or end each day by writing down 3 things you are grateful for. These don't have to be big achievements. They might be the warmth of your morning shower, a smile from a stranger, or the steady rhythm of your breath. By consistently recording moments of gratitude, you train your mind to scan your life for the positive, which gradually crowds out negative thought patterns. Another effective method is to practice mindful appreciation during routine activities. Choose one ordinary moment, perhaps while drinking your coffee, walking outside, or folding laundry, and pause to deeply acknowledge what's good about that experience. Let yourself savor the comfort, tranquility, or usefulness it brings to your day. Real-life examples show the power of these simple steps. Consider Anna, who felt overwhelmed by a demanding job and persistent worries about performance. She began jotting gratitude notes at lunch and before sleep, slowly shifting her focus from her stressors to sources of encouragement. Supportive colleagues, peaceful moments during her commute, a delicious lunch shared with a friend. Within weeks, Anna noticed that her general outlook was calmer and her daily interactions felt warmer and more meaningful. Or think about Marcus, a father who struggled with feelings of inadequacy. By adopting gratitude as a daily habit, acknowledging laughter with his kids and the reliability of his old but trusty car, Marcus found his sense of purpose brighten. These stories demonstrate how, step by step, practical gratitude transforms perspective and eventually changes not just feelings but beliefs about what is possible. Embracing these practices produces genuine benefits. Over time, focusing on gratitude significantly lowers stress and anxiety, builds emotional resilience, and increases your satisfaction in everyday life. Difficult moments become less overwhelming because you are anchored in an awareness of positive aspects, which act as emotional buoyancy in rough waters. This new lens helps reframe what occurs, even setbacks and disappointments, so that you can extract value or learning from any experience. You find your thoughts becoming more constructive, your reactions kinder and more optimistic, and your energy for life increasing in small but persistent ways. To activate this shift, challenge yourself today. Commit to noticing 3 things, big or small, for which you are thankful by the end of the day. Write them down, say them aloud, or share them with someone close. Let yourself be fully present and honest in acknowledging your thanks, even if it feels awkward at first. The journey towards a gratitude mindset is not about perfection. It's about continuous and gentle progress. The more often you practice, the more natural it becomes, and the more profound the changes you'll see both within yourself and in how you experience life's daily unfolding. With this foundation in place, you are now ready to discover the everyday wonders that often go unnoticed. In the next chapter, you'll learn how awakening to life's simple blessings can open new doors to happiness and deeper fulfillment. Before you continue, remember to subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, like this video if you found value, and leave your thoughts or suggestions in the comments so that our community can grow and thrive together. Chapter 2: Awaken to Simple Blessings. Have you ever imagined what life would feel like if you treated ordinary moments as extraordinary gifts? Too often, we get swept up in the race of daily responsibilities or future plans and forget to truly see what's right in front of us. Imagine waking up, not just to the alarm clock, but to the melody of birds outside your window or noticing how the sunlight spills across your bedspread. What if you brought childlike wonder back into your mornings, choosing to view routine breakfasts, family hellos, or fresh air on your cheeks as occasions worth celebrating? This ability to notice and cherish life's small treasures is not just a poetic idea. It's the foundation for real, lasting happiness that grows even in simple circumstances. But here's what makes this so challenging. Everyday life often feels too ordinary. Between busy commutes, back-to-back meetings, and endless digital distractions, the good parts of life blend into the background. Many people have become numb to beauty and subtle wonder. Maybe you've caught yourself rushing through your day with barely a moment to reflect or appreciate anything outside your schedule. Even when blessings appear, an unexpected compliment, the scent of rain, a favorite song on the radio, they're so easily missed, overshadowed by frustrations or small annoyances. If you've experienced this quiet emptiness where delight should be, you aren't alone. The world conditions us to seek extraordinary experiences, so we lose sight of the countless small joys nestled into the fabric of daily living. Yet there is a gentle, transformative shift available to you. You can awaken your awareness by intentionally seeking out and appreciating simple blessings concealed in your routine. It requires nothing more than a decision to slow down and look again, acknowledging and savoring what might once have seemed too small to matter. The practice begins with becoming present. When washing your hands, feeling the cool water against your skin. When eating, truly tasting each bite. You notice your breath, the skies changing colors, your feet on solid ground. Each moment holds potential wonder if you allow yourself to pause and see with fresh eyes. By learning to recognize and embrace these small gifts, you return home to yourself and to the magic woven throughout every day. This way of living does not deny hardship or busyness, but allows you to draw energy, hope, and delight from life's overlooked riches. Over time, these tiny awarenesses accumulate to light up your perspective from within. Suddenly, gratitude is not occasional, but continual, a gentle current carrying you through tough moments, brightening your relationships, and making even chores meaningful. Adopting this mindful awareness is like picking up a magnifying glass to ordinary life and discovering a trove of treasure. Instead of waiting for grand events or dramatic changes, you become deeply satisfied and peaceful moment by moment, building your joy and resilience from the ground up. To begin awakening to simple blessings in your own life, set aside a few spare minutes each day for purposeful observation. Start by choosing a short routine, perhaps breakfast, your commute, or your nightly wind down, and challenge yourself to notice at least one detail you usually overlook. It could be the comforting warmth of your mug, the endlessly changing clouds, or a slow breath after a busy day. Give your full attention to this sensation or sight, letting any distraction drift away. Write down what you noticed or send yourself a quick voice note about your experience to make it more tangible. This is a simple but intentional act that retrains your mind to pause, recognize, and internalize the positivity that's often hidden in your day. As you progress, practice expanding your awareness through small acts of mindfulness sprinkled throughout daily activities. Next time you wash your hands, tune in to the sensation of clean water and remember its gift to your life. During a conversation with a friend or family member, pause to appreciate the connection and warmth their presence adds. Reflect on how even uneventful moments, like waiting in line or hearing the sound of rain outside, have small beauties to offer if you choose to look for them. One real-life example is Leah, who used to dread her daily bus ride, treating it as wasted time. By focusing on the soft hum of the engine, the feeling of the seat, and the mosaic of people and scenery outside her window, she shifted her mood from impatience to quiet gratitude, turning an ordinary commute into a treasured pocket of presence. You will begin to feel the benefits almost immediately. When you train your mind to recognize everyday wonders, stress loses its grip and anxieties about the future fade into the background. Instead, you find yourself living each day with a sense of inner abundance, less needy for constant external excitement or approval. Relationships blossom too, as your openness to small joys naturally helps you connect from a place of appreciation rather than want. Over time, your resilience also grows. When faced with setbacks, you will more readily remember the underlying goodness still available, which grounds you in hope during difficult times. If you want to try this practice right away, dedicate the next 24 hours to a simple blessings quest. Carry a small notebook, use your phone, or simply pause every few hours to ask yourself, what small good have I noticed right now? The first few answers may come slowly, but persistence reveals layers of delight you did not expect. Celebrate every discovery, no matter how minor it may seem. Each act of noticing becomes another thread in the tapestry of a thankful life, and each small blessing you acknowledge lays the foundation for a steadier, brighter mood. Growth is the sum of these everyday moments, not isolated breakthroughs. In the next chapter, you'll explore how letting go of the habit of focusing on lack can open up a whole new level of freedom and abundance in your experience. Make sure you subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, like this video, and share in the comments what simple blessings you found today, or suggest how we can make our gratitude community even more supportive and inspiring. Chapter 3. Let Go of Lack. Have you ever felt as though, no matter how much you achieved or acquired, there was always something missing? Imagine walking into a beautiful garden but only noticing the flowers you don't yet see, or tasting a delicious meal but fixating on an ingredient that's absent. This subtle focus on what's not present becomes an invisible barrier to contentment and joy. In modern life, the expectation to do, have, and be more is constantly reinforced. Advertisements, social media, and even casual conversations feed the idea that satisfaction is always just out of reach, available only after the next purchase, milestone, or recognition. It is easy to fall into the habit of comparing yourself to others or reminding yourself of what you wish you had instead of honoring what already exists in your life. This persistent mindset doesn't just affect our moods, it shapes our entire reality. It can lead to chronic dissatisfaction, anxiety, and even resentment of others' successes. Many people quietly battle thoughts like, if only I had a bigger home, a better job, more supportive friends, or a different body, I'd finally be happy. The feeling of lack sits just below the surface, draining gratitude and tightening the grip of unfulfilled longing. Day after day, that subtle background rumble grows louder. You may start overly criticizing yourself, second-guessing your decisions, and delaying happiness again and again. Sometimes it becomes so automatic that you don't even notice you're trapped in the cycle. The fear of not having or being enough holds you back from taking risks, nurturing relationships, or fully embracing the richness of your experiences right now. Yet imagine for a moment what might happen if you challenged this belief. The solution is simple but profoundly freeing. Letting go of lack begins with shifting where you put your mental and emotional attention. Instead of pouring your energy into tracking what is missing, you can consciously redirect your focus onto what is present and plentiful. This isn't about denying your ambitions or ignoring areas that genuinely need growth, but rather reconditioning your mind to value what is, even while working for more. You can train yourself to recognize the subtle ways abundance already shows up, the chance to try again after a failure, the comfort in a single friend's encouragement, the evidence of resilience through each life challenge you've already overcome. Choosing to approach life with an attitude of enoughness is a doorway to a deeper, more lasting kind of happiness. When you function from a sense of sufficiency rather than scarcity, your outlook softens and expands. Problems feel lighter, creative solutions come more easily, and your connections with others deepen because envy and fear fall away. The more you practice this shift, the more empowered, optimistic, and peaceful you feel. Letting go of lack isn't just a mindset trick. It's a loving act for yourself that lets gratitude, possibility, and joy grow roots in your daily experience. As this new perspective takes hold, you'll notice abundance appearing not because you acquire more, but because you've trained your heart and mind to genuinely see and celebrate it. To genuinely let go of lack and turn your focus toward wholeness, begin with a daily pause to assess where your attention naturally lands. When a negative thought about what you're missing arises, gently acknowledge it without judgment, then invite your awareness back to what is present and valuable in your life right now. For instance, the next time you catch yourself envying a friend's success or feeling disheartened by a setback, mentally list 3 things that reflect your own growth or blessings in that same area. This intentional redirection breaks the automatic pull of scarcity thinking and actively retrains your brain to search for sufficiency instead. Real change also happens when you start reframing everyday language. Notice phrases like, "I don't have enough time," "If only I had more help," or "I wish I were different." Whenever these surface, challenge yourself to rephrase them. Try saying, "Right now I am making the most of the time I have," or "I'm grateful for the support I receive, no matter how small." You may be surprised at the power of language to shift emotional tone and to spark small bursts of hope, even in difficult moments. For example, Sam had a habit of feeling anxious about his limited free time outside of work. When he started reframing his thoughts and celebrating the quiet mornings and short evening walks he did have, his sense of lack faded, replaced by a greater appreciation for presence and purposeful moments. Similar results appeared for Clara, who envied peers' achievements on social media. She started each evening by writing down satisfying experiences from her day, a good conversation, a solved problem, a moment of laughter with a friend. Gradually, her confidence grew and comparison played a much smaller part in her mood. The benefits of these shifts are cumulative and wide-reaching. As you practice noticing sufficiency, even in tiny ways, anxiety and pressure give way to acceptance, peace, and the sense that life right now is workable and enough. You'll experience deeper contentment since your happiness is no longer tethered to future acquisitions or external validation. Relationships too will flourish because appreciation and understanding naturally deepen as you let go of entitlement and envy. Creative inspiration often flourishes in this space. Freed from the constant need for more, your energy is invested in nurturing what is, rather than regret over what's not present. To reinforce these steps, try a sufficiency ritual for the next week. Each morning or evening, write down 3 ways in which your life already feels prosperous, even if they're small or imperfect. Allow yourself to feel genuine gratitude for these present gifts rather than what might one day come. Don't let comparisons rob you of this satisfaction. It may feel awkward at first, but every new practice starts this way. As days pass, watch for the subtle but steady transformation. A lighter outlook, less resentment and frustration, and more moments that feel joyful exactly as they are. Embrace the understanding that fullness exists when you choose to see it, not only when you finally arrive at your goals. Now, as you turn your focus toward training your emotional frequency in the next chapter, get ready to learn how raising your internal energy can escalate your gratitude and boost your power to manifest positive outcomes. Remember to subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, hit that like button, and let us know in the comments. What are you already grateful for that you once considered not enough? Your journey helps make our gratitude community even stronger. Chapter 4. Train your emotional frequency. Have you ever wondered why some days you feel irresistibly energized and optimistic, while on others even the smallest issue seems to drain your spirit? Imagine walking around with an invisible radio inside you, constantly tuning into different stations of emotion. Sometimes it's tuned to frustration or anxiety, making everything feel heavy. Other times it's dialed into gratitude, joy, or peace, and suddenly life's problems seem lighter and possibilities look brighter. The truth is, your emotional frequency, this internal station you most commonly broadcast, has an extraordinary influence on how you experience every single day of your life. Yet in real life, staying tuned into uplifting emotions can feel nearly impossible. Most people find themselves easily thrown off course by daily pressures, unpredictable news, criticism, or disappointments. You might start your morning with good intentions, only to find that one negative conversation or concern derails your mood for hours. This emotional spiral impacts not just your feelings, but also your motivation, focus, and your ability to connect meaningfully with others. There's an invisible cycle at work. When your emotional frequency is low, even small setbacks can loom large, and gratitude seems just out of reach. These low states can feel sticky, repeatedly pulling you back to the same negative storylines and reactions. Breaking free from this cycle is a challenge many people face, frequently feeling like their emotions are something that happens to them rather than something they can consciously shape. But what if you could intentionally train your emotional frequency, just like an athlete trains their muscles? The transformative solution lies in realizing that you do have the power to choose, influence, and gradually recalibrate your emotional baseline. This process is grounded not in ignoring difficulties, but in practicing conscious habits that raise your energy, foster gratitude, and create emotional resilience. By becoming more aware of which station your internal radio is tuned to and deliberately choosing to adjust it, you anchor yourself to positivity, even in the midst of everyday stressors. This choice, though simple, grows your sense of agency and stability. When you repeatedly guide your thoughts and feelings toward gratitude and kindness, through mindfulness, affirmations, savoring small joys, and focusing on what's working, you create a feedback loop that strengthens your capacity for hopefulness and contentment. The core idea is that emotions are both signals and skills. You might feel a wave of worry or impatience, but with practice, you can learn to recognize it and then gently pivot to a more uplifting channel. Over time, these repeated pivots set a healthier, more abundant emotional rhythm for your days. The benefits are multifold. greater focus and clarity, a resilient attitude during tough moments, and a deepening trust in life's goodness. Training your emotional frequency helps you step off the roller coaster and onto a steadier path, where gratitude naturally rises and you're better poised to welcome more joy and fulfillment into your journey. Training your emotional frequency begins with a habit of gentle self-check-ins throughout the day. Pause in the morning, during lunch, and before bed to notice the dominant emotion you're feeling. Rather than labeling emotions as good or bad, acknowledge them with kindness and curiosity. Ask yourself, what frequency am I tuned to right now? And what intentional thought or action could help me shift one notch higher? For instance, if you sense frustration, you might make a conscious effort to list one thing you appreciate in that moment, even if it's only the opportunity to pause and reset. This action alone is powerful. It reminds you that no matter your circumstances, you always have the ability to redirect your focus and choose a slightly better feeling. The next step is to insert short gratitude rituals into your routine. Carve out a few minutes each day, either after waking up, during breaks, or before sleep, to reflect on things that uplift you. This could be writing a gratitude statement in your journal, looking out the window and savoring a bit of nature, or sending a kind message to someone. Consider the example of David, who began every morning in a rush and often arrived at work stressed. By setting aside just 5 minutes to remain still and list 3 positive aspects about his upcoming day, he found himself approaching challenges with more calmness and hope. Over weeks, this deliberate tuning helped David maintain steadier, brighter emotions even amid deadlines and tension. Another effective approach is practicing emotional awareness in conversation. Try observing how different interactions affect your mood. If you catch your energy dipping after negative exchanges, mentally reaffirm your intention to shift focus and even counterbalance those moments with positive affirmations, or by repeating a quiet statement such as, "I am choosing peace and gratitude right now." Vanessa, a teacher who often felt overwhelmed by criticism, started meeting each feedback session with this internal pivot. She was surprised to find that affirming her own efforts and savoring supportive comments empowered her to recover her positive outlook far more quickly than before. By weaving gratitude and emotional awareness together, you'll notice meaningful benefits arise: less emotional exhaustion, improved relationships, and a natural inclination to seek out the bright side in both routine events and life's hurdles. Over time, as these practices turn into habit, your emotional frequency becomes steadier, making joy and thankfulness much more accessible. The small steps you take each day accumulate, building resilience and making it easier to quickly bounce back from stress or negativity. To put this into practice, for the next week, dedicate 3 short pauses each day, morning, midday, and night, to check your emotional frequency and choose one gratitude statement, however small, to redirect your focus to a higher, more uplifting channel. Notice what changes in your energy and mindset as you do this consistently. Remember, emotional mastery is not about staying positive all the time, but about learning to steer your energy intentionally, one thoughtful pivot at a time. Up next, you'll uncover how embedding gratitude into your daily habits builds an even stronger foundation for a thankful, empowered life. As you move forward, make sure to subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, tap the like button, and share your experiences or suggestions in the comments. Your journey and insights enrich our growing community. Chapter 5: Gratitude in Daily Habits. What if you could turn the repetitive routines that fill your days into opportunities for joy and connection, instead of letting them slip by unnoticed? Imagine if every ordinary moment contained a hidden spark that could reignite your sense of purpose and appreciation, simply because you knew where to look. It may sound surprising, but nurturing gratitude does not require a grand gesture or a perfect circumstance. In reality, the key to a more contented and meaningful life lies in weaving thankfulness into the very fabric of your everyday activities. This shift makes gratitude feel less like another thing to add to your to-do list and more like a natural part of how you move through the world. Despite our best intentions, it is easy to slip into autopilot as we go through our days. You wake up, go through your morning routine, handle family responsibilities, commute, attend meetings, cook meals, and wind down each night, often without really being present to any of it. Life's busyness has a way of turning special opportunities for gratitude into background noise. When stress runs high or when challenges pile up, it can be hard to sense any reason for thankfulness. Even small pleasures are often eclipsed by worries, emails, or a never-ending mental checklist. Many people long for more peace and happiness, but wonder if they'll ever have time to cultivate meaningful change. The trap is believing gratitude is reserved for big moments, milestones, or rare bursts of good fortune, rather than something accessible in each ordinary hour. Herein lies a powerful and transformative solution. You can integrate gratitude directly into your daily habits, making the experience of thankfulness a lived, continual rhythm that supports and energizes you. Rather than viewing gratitude as a standalone practice, practice blending it into the regular patterns and rituals that already occur in your life. The way you brush your teeth, prepare coffee, answer emails, share meals, or settle in for the night. This conscious act of linking gratitude to your habits creates gentle reminders to pause, savor, and reflect on the aspects of your life that nurture, protect, or inspire you. By reclaiming commonplace moments as vehicles for gratitude, you change your relationship with your routines, transforming what once felt ordinary or even dreary into a pathway for positive energy and emotional renewal. The benefit of this shift is profound and lasting. When gratitude pairs with your habits, it grows roots and becomes difficult to lose, even amid chaos or tough situations. Rather than chasing fleeting happiness, you cultivate a wellspring of joy that stays close at hand. This approach brings more pleasure and meaning to small acts, gradually teaching your mind to notice abundance rather than lack. Each routine becomes an anchor, gently grounding you in the present, while opening your heart to satisfaction, resourcefulness, and calm. As this gratitude habit connection matures, you'll discover a steadier sense of fulfillment, lessening the hold of stress and worry, and creating fertile ground for optimism to flourish. Integrating gratitude into your daily habits starts with attaching small moments of thankfulness to routines you already do without thinking. For example, as you brush your teeth in the morning, pause to think of one thing for which you're grateful: the restful sleep you enjoyed, the cozy warmth of your home, or the promise of a fresh start. Picking easy, everyday anchors helps keep gratitude consistent without requiring extra time or effort. At meals, silently thank those who produced, prepared, or shared your food before taking the first bite. During your commute, whether you are on foot, in a car, or on a train, reflect on what that journey allows you to do and who it brings into your life. Each of these micro moments is an opening for gratitude, and repeating the act attaches a sense of presence and appreciation to otherwise automatic tasks. To make these steps concrete, think about Maya, who kept feeling that her days slipped by in a blur of chores, emails, and errands. She decided to start by pairing gratitude with her morning coffee. Each day she paused before her first sip to appreciate three things: the smell, the warmth against her hands, and the peace of that quiet moment. This practice took less than a minute, but began to shift her attitude throughout the day. She found herself less reactive in stressful meetings and more present as she dropped her children off at school. Similarly, when Daniel wanted to feel more grateful at work, he began expressing inward thanks every time he hit send on an email, whether for the technology that enabled easy connection, the clarity he felt on that task, or simple pride in completing a job. Over weeks, Daniel discovered his stress responses shrinking and a sense of quiet satisfaction filling more and more of his afternoon. When you turn ordinary routines into reminders, gratitude stops being just a nice idea and becomes a source of daily renewal. One of the clearest benefits is stability. By returning to these gratitude anchors, you can steady your mood when challenges arise or when you feel yourself slipping into autopilot or negativity. Your attention becomes naturally attuned to noticing abundance, which builds resilience and allows room for kindness and joy amid life's uncertainties. You might start to realize that being thankful for gentle routines or simple tools at hand can uplift you far more through tough circumstances than waiting for extraordinary events. To put these ideas into immediate action, Choose 3 daily habits and identify a gratitude statement or pause you can associate with each. Write these intentions on a sticky note or set reminders on your phone if needed. As you use each anchor, notice how even a busy day feels richer as thankfulness becomes second nature. With time, your routines transform from mere maintenance to a source of encouragement and celebration. Begin today, making gratitude inseparable from the habits that already shape your life, and discover how daily rituals turn into profound sources of well-being and peace. In the next chapter, you will see how appreciation teaches the heart to heal, inviting new wholeness and growth after times of hardship or pain. As you continue your journey, remember to subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, like this video, and share your favorite gratitude habit or a suggestion you'd love to see in the community. Your input helps us all lead fuller, more thankful lives. Chapter 6: Healing Through Appreciation Practice. Have you ever wondered how some people can move forward with a sense of peace and hope, even after experiencing deep disappointment or pain? Imagine standing amid the ashes of a loss, disappointment, or personal hurt, and instead of sinking further into numbness or bitterness, you begin to touch something gentle, a quiet strength that lights your way forward. It might sound almost impossible when you are stuck in grief, regret, or heartache, yet there is a truth that has brought healing to countless individuals. Appreciation is not just for joyful moments. It can be a powerful tool for healing and transformation, even during life's toughest chapters. In the grip of suffering or disappointment, it's common to feel trapped by your own pain and unable to see any way out. Each day might feel heavy or gray. You may find yourself replaying negative events or criticizing yourself for things beyond your control. Maybe you've tried to move on, but wounds from the past cast long shadows over your present. Old hurts, whether from relationships, failures, loss, or your own mistakes, can harden your heart and drain the color from everyday experiences. This emotional weight is exhausting and can isolate you from the support and joy still available in your life. You may wonder if true healing is possible, or whether genuine happiness is only for those who haven't suffered as you have. But what if there was a way to gently shift your perspective, making room for both pain and hope? Embarking on a practice of appreciation can transform the landscape of healing. Rather than ignoring your hurts or pretending everything is fine, this approach encourages you to intentionally seek out what is still good, worthy, or beautiful amid the struggle. This does not mean denying what you feel or minimizing the reality of hurt. Instead, appreciation becomes an instrument that helps you soften pain's edges, making space for compassion, acceptance, and eventual restoration. By focusing on tiny sparks of positive experience, even a comforting cup of tea, a warm hug, a lesson learned, or your ability to endure another day, you begin to piece together new meaning from brokenness. The core of healing through appreciation is accepting that gratitude and pain can coexist, and that noticing good does not erase the reality of hurt. What appreciation does is widen your perspective, revealing the resilience, learning, or quiet support you still carry. This can anchor you in the present, preventing wounds from defining your entire story. Over time, gratitude acts as a gentle salve, helping to knit together the fragmented parts of your experience. Your mind learns to return again and again to moments of safety, support, or insight, gradually transforming the overwhelming blur of pain into a more balanced, compassionate view of life. Even when it feels small, this practice builds a pathway back toward hope, self-respect, and a lighter, more open-hearted way of being. To put healing through appreciation into practice, begin by allowing yourself to identify something small and positive that exists alongside your pain, no matter how difficult things feel. The first step is not to force yourself into instant gratitude, but to gently notice moments of relief. Warm sunlight in the afternoon, a caring message from a friend, or simply your ability to breathe and get out of bed. Give yourself permission to hold both the pain and this small good at once. Writing down one tiny thing you appreciate at the end of each day, even on your hardest days, can be a grounding starting point. Later, as you get more comfortable, try reflecting on what each appreciated moment means for you. For example, does your friend's call remind you that you are not alone? Does your quiet walk highlight your own strength? One powerful real-life example is Mark, who lost his job and felt defeated and unsure of his worth. At first, Mark resisted the idea of gratitude while facing so much uncertainty, but he began, very simply, by noting small things he could still value: having extra time to rest, the constant presence of his loyal dog, or old colleagues who sent encouraging notes. Over weeks, Mark's perspective shifted. Instead of just seeing lack, he saw opportunity to reconnect with his core values and skills. This new appreciation didn't erase his challenges, but it softened his anxiety and boosted his sense of possibility. Another example is Priya, who was navigating the end of a painful relationship. Instead of rushing to move on, she made it a practice to find moments that brought her peace each day, like sipping tea or recalling a supportive gesture from a colleague. Through this process, Priya gradually rediscovered her own resilience, increased her confidence, and felt less trapped by loss. As this appreciation practice becomes a habit, its benefits start to unfold gently but deeply. While pain may not disappear overnight, your sense of stability grows and hope flickers into dark places. Over time, this perspective helps break the habit of replaying suffering and self-criticism, replacing it with self-compassion and openness to healing. You learn to be present, kinder to yourself, and more receptive when support comes your way. The beauty of appreciation lies not in ignoring hardship, but in rebalancing your vision. So gratitude and grief no longer compete. They support each other in leading you forward. Now, try giving yourself this healing gift today. Set aside a few quiet moments to breathe deeply, honestly acknowledge your hurt, and then consciously look for one positive thing, no matter how small, that has touched your life recently. Write it down, say it aloud, or simply let yourself feel it for a minute. Let the act of appreciation be the first gentle thread in weaving wholeness out of difficulty. Remember that every time you repeat this process, you grow stronger, softer, and more able to discover new meaning amid challenge. Look ahead to the next chapter, where you'll unlock how gratitude isn't just a healing balm, but a powerful tool for manifesting your deepest dreams and desires. Before you move on, remember to subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, give this video a like if it resonated, and share your own story or suggestions below. Your participation helps our supportive and grateful community keep thriving. Chapter 7: Gratitude as Manifesting Fuel. What if the missing piece in creating the future you dream of isn't how hard you work, but how deeply you appreciate where you already are? Imagine, just for a moment, standing on the threshold of a goal you've wished for, whether it's greater financial abundance, loving relationships, or a more fulfilled career, and realizing that true manifestation is sparked not by desperation or constant striving, but by heartfelt gratitude for what's already present in your life. The idea that gratitude can jumpstart your manifesting power might seem bold, but it is a quietly revolutionary act that can reshape everything you believe is possible. Often, when we set our goals and wishes, our minds fixate on the gap between where we are now and where we want to be. This focus on what's missing can create a sense of lack, anxiety, or even inner resistance, as if we're always playing catch-up. Feeling dissatisfied with our current situation can eclipse any sense of joy and cause us to see our dreams not as adventures but as struggles. The painful irony is that the more we yearn for something without appreciating the present, the more we reinforce feelings of not enough. Many people spend their energy on trying to push or force things to happen, and when results are slow or setbacks arrive, they become frustrated or lose faith in their ability to create meaningful change. This constant tension between wanting more and failing to honor what they already have can quietly sabotage the very outcomes they long for. Here lies a transformative and empowering solution. Use gratitude as the fuel for the changes you wish to invite into your life. Rather than letting your desires be colored by frustration, you can choose to anchor your intentions in thankfulness, which supercharges your energy, elevates your outlook, and draws in more of what you genuinely need. This shift means moving from wanting because of lack to desiring from a sense of abundance. Imagine not wishing from a place of emptiness, but from a place of deep appreciation, already feeling abundant with or without the next milestone. When you savor and celebrate the good in the present, the energy you send out to the world becomes open, positive, and expansive. This attracts opportunities, supportive people, and creative insights that were invisible when you saw only through the lens of deficiency. The core principle is that gratitude not only changes how you feel, but it transforms what you invite into your daily life. It sends a signal to yourself, and, if you practice spiritual or universal principles, to the world, that you are ready for more because you're consciously valuing what is here and now. From this mindset, manifestation no longer feels like a chore or a battle. Instead, it becomes a journey marked by wonder, hope, and meaningful progress. Adopting this approach opens you up to unexpected blessings and creates momentum, allowing your dreams to unfold with greater ease, creativity, and lasting satisfaction. To start using gratitude as fuel for your manifestation journey, begin by clearly defining what you want to call into your life. Then pause and turn your attention to the present, listing out the ways your current life supports and nurtures you right now. Each morning or evening, write down not only the desires you're working toward, but 3 aspects of your life you deeply appreciate today. This simple act of combining clear intention with heartfelt thanks sends a powerful message to yourself and to the world that you are abundant already, not waiting for some future achievement to feel good. Over time, this practice shifts your inner landscape from striving and stress to flow and receptivity. Consider the story of Olivia, who dreamed of growing her creative business, but constantly felt that her progress was too slow. When she shifted her routine and began every week by writing out what she was proud of, her unique skills, the projects she completed, her supportive friends, she noticed something remarkable. Areas of stuckness loosened, new opportunities appeared, and clients began to approach her from unexpected directions. Instead of pushing for every outcome, Olivia allowed herself to feel gratitude for what was already working. This simple change refreshed her energy and confidence, making her vision of success feel possible and alive in each step. Another real-life example is Marcus, whose days were once colored by frustration at what he lacked: a bigger apartment, more time, and recognition at work. He decided to build a new habit. Every time he put his keys down at home, he would say one thing out loud that was going well in his life, no matter how modest. As weeks passed, Marcus noticed his living space feeling warmer, his relationships gentler, and his approach to work much more creative and solution-driven. Sure, some external circumstances stayed the same, but his gratitude-powered mindset began to draw in subtle yet powerful opportunities for improvement. Seeing and celebrating each bit of progress built new momentum and trust that more was not only possible, but already on the way. When you make gratitude your starting point, you'll find your drive sharpened, stress softening, and your openness to life's surprises multiplying. You develop patience. You recover easily from setbacks because your sense of self-worth and happiness are rooted in the present, not held hostage by the future. Manifestation becomes a joyful and inspired experience rather than a race against time. Doors open, ideas arrive, and you begin to act from inspiration rather than desperation. To truly activate this principle, try spending a week pairing your vision board or list of goals with a gratitude anchor. Each time you look at your dream, follow it by speaking or writing one thing in your reality that fills you with thankfulness. Notice how this alters your emotions and subtly raises your expectations of positive change. Give yourself permission to be patient. Know that every grateful moment invites more of what you're seeking and reflects a deep respect for your own journey. In the next chapter, you'll discover how you can align with abundance every day, letting your gratitude magnify itself even further. Make sure you subscribe to Intentional Prosperity. Hit the like button and let us know in the comments which gratitude-fueled manifestation practice resonated with you most, or how gratitude has already sparked results in your own life. Your growth helps us all attract even more good. Chapter 8. Align with Abundance Daily. Have you noticed that for some people, abundance seems to flow naturally, like a river that refills again and again, no matter how much is drawn from it? Imagine stepping into your day feeling grounded and calm, certain that goodness and opportunity are your birthright rather than something you must chase. The truth is, abundance isn't found by accumulating more, but by opening yourself to the richness already present. This way of living doesn't belong to a lucky few. It's a mindset available to anyone, and the gateway is gratitude. Yet, most of us grow up surrounded by messages that say there's not enough to go around, not enough time, money, love, or meaningful chances. You might catch yourself thinking, if only I had more, then I'd feel happier or more secure. These beliefs create an undercurrent of lack that makes it hard to feel content. Scarcity thinking isn't just about money. It sneaks into relationships, confidence, and health. You might see a loved one's success and wonder why it isn't happening for you, or stress when a setback seems to threaten everything. These thoughts can drain your energy and close your mind to possibilities, keeping you locked into a small version of who you really are. Over time, this habit of bracing for disappointment becomes self-fulfilling, gently blocking the flow of good things into your experience. Aligning with abundance is the antidote to this old pain. The solution lies in choosing every day to focus on what is available and working in your life, and seeing the value in both big and small experiences. This is not about denying your dreams or ignoring challenges. Rather, it's about cultivating the ability to celebrate even small wins and reframing setbacks as temporary steps on a path that is ultimately overflowing with potential. Optimism and thankfulness are tools you can practice deliberately, so they become the lenses through which you view your world, not just brief visitors on lucky days. By greeting the morning with a conscious emphasis on what's possible, rather than what you fear, and then reinforcing that intention in your words, actions, and thought patterns throughout the day, you set a new emotional and mental baseline, one calibrated toward receiving more. The core benefit of living in this way is that abundance multiplies wherever your attention goes. When you wake up and say thank you, when you affirm that there is enough, even before there's visible proof, your heart feels lighter and your decisions become more creative. You let go of envy, urgency, and perfectionism in favor of a quieter, stronger certainty that life is on your side. Practicing daily alignment with abundance allows opportunities to appear more readily, relaxes your anxious mind, strengthens your relationships, and brings you back again and again to the truth that you are already standing inside a field of possibility. Each day becomes a chance to tap into happiness, generosity, and hope, qualities that naturally attract more of what you truly seek. Aligning with abundance each and every day starts with recognizing where your attention naturally goes and making small but clear choices to direct it towards sufficiency. One of the most effective steps is to create a morning ritual that centers on openness and gratitude. Before you even check your phone or start your usual routine, spend 2 quiet minutes saying or jotting down 3 things that remind you good things are already part of your life. These could be as simple as a restful night's sleep, the opportunity to learn something new, fresh air outside your window, or a single encouraging message from a friend. By beginning your day in this way, you gently set the emotional tone for the hours ahead. Later, anytime you sense worry or feelings of lack creeping in, pause and consciously recall those morning blessings or add new ones to your list. This ongoing practice helps retrain your mind to seek out and expand what's working, regardless of circumstances. You might also challenge yourself to reframe your experiences throughout the day by intentionally celebrating small successes, acknowledging the progress you have made on a project, appreciating an honest conversation, or honoring the patience you showed in a tense moment. For example, consider Leanne, who often viewed her daily busyness as endless chores, feeling like she was always behind. When she decided to make abundance checks during the day, every time she completed a task, she quietly told herself, "That's one more step forward and proof that there's enough time and energy." Over time, this seemingly tiny shift made her feel less hurried and much more capable, as she started to see the flow and support that had been present all along. Similarly, Amir found himself discouraged when his small business hit obstacles, constantly tallying what was missing. By deciding to celebrate every new customer, upbeat review, or productive day, he rebuilt his confidence. Gradually, More opportunities and friendships came his way, simply because his outlook stopped anticipating scarcity and started affirming abundance. Practicing daily alignment with abundance brings visible and invisible rewards. Anxiety is replaced with patience and hope. Relationships become infused with generosity, and you start seeing potential in any situation, no matter how complicated. This mindset builds resilience, helping you respond calmly to life's waves instead of sinking into self-doubt or blame. The cumulative effect is so powerful that with time, your dreams begin to feel less distant and more truly attainable. Abundance, once something you chased, now lives inside you. So for the next week, challenge yourself to identify and celebrate at least 3 examples of abundance each day. You can do this in a journal, by sharing it with a loved one, or as a simple evening reflection. Notice how your energy shifts and your outlook softens, even if the outside world hasn't changed much. Every act of grateful acknowledgement is a step toward unlocking more of life's gifts. Remember, abundance grows in the spaces where it is noticed and nurtured, not just in times of visible overflow. As you continue your journey, get ready for the next chapter where you'll learn how gratitude can serve as a steady support even during the hardest moments of your life. For more insights, subscribe to Intentional Prosperity. Like this video if it inspired you, and let us know in the comments, what are your favorite daily practices for experiencing abundance? Your wisdom makes this community stronger every day. Chapter 9. Gratitude in Hard Moments. Have you ever paused, even for a heartbeat, to look for something good during one of your hardest days? This simple pause can seem almost impossible when you are deep in disappointment, loss, or ongoing stress. Life's difficult moments often feel like overwhelming storms, challenging your resolve and causing familiar supports to fade into the background. During these times, gratitude can appear out of reach, something reserved for happier, more stable chapters of life. Yet, what if the very moments that ache and stretch you hold a hidden opportunity for lasting growth and resilience, uncovered only by the light of conscious thankfulness? Almost everyone experiences periods when hardship clouds each bright spot, no matter how hard they try to stay positive. You might feel emotionally drained by disruptions at work, relationship conflict, health struggles, or an unexpected setback that changes the rhythm of your days. Stress, anxiety, or sorrow can narrow your focus so that you see only problems, not possibilities. Perhaps you've noticed that it's much easier to slip into frustration or hopelessness when nothing seems to go your way. You may find that familiar coping skills aren't enough, or that well-meaning advice from others doesn't touch your pain. In such times, the practice of gratitude can seem unrealistic, or even naive. Yet, without a fresh source of strength, you risk being swept along only by your worries and hurts, longing for a lifeline that makes perseverance more than mere endurance. Here's where gratitude offers more than comfort. It becomes an anchor you can return to when the seas are rough. The transformative approach is not about pretending everything is fine or denying the reality of loss and challenge. Instead, it is in letting yourself notice, even in small ways, what is still working or supportive, despite the hardship. Adopting this skill means gently directing your attention to any moment, however fleeting, of relief, caring, or meaning. You allow a sense of thanks to coexist with struggle, not to erase pain but to rebalance it. This process lays the foundation for real resilience. By acknowledging the good that remains or arises during challenge, a friend's text, the comfort of routine, a lesson learned, time spent in quiet, gratitude acts as an antidote to complete despair and helps prevent your hardships from defining your entire identity. The benefits of nurturing gratitude in dark seasons are quiet but profound. As you practice, you may notice your emotional bandwidth slowly expanding. Life feels less hostile, glimmers of hope reappear, and your perspective broadens to include not just hardship but also courage, connection, and moments of grace. This mindset can help you create meaning out of pain, build trust in your own ability to endure, and reveal soft places where healing can begin. Over time, learning to search for gratitude in hard moments teaches you to meet your life with more flexibility, compassion, and faith, even when circumstances are still in flux. When life feels most overwhelming, Start by embracing the practice of looking for a single small good, even if circumstances are far from what you wish. Begin by anchoring yourself in the present. Take a few slow breaths to settle your mind. Then notice the slightest relief or comfort available. It could be a moment of quiet when traffic finally stops, a warm drink in between difficult conversations, or even the rare kindness of a stranger's smile. Allow yourself to acknowledge, this is hard, and here is something that helps, even if it's only for a moment. By naming these small moments as they happen, you give your mind permission to find stability in chaos. A helpful next step is to create a physical or digital gratitude list specifically for hard times. Each evening, or whenever you feel low, jot down 2 or 3 things that supported you during the day, not to force yourself into cheerfulness, but as a way to balance your emotional landscape. Consider the story of Aaron, who experienced anxiety and uncertainty after losing a long-term job. Instead of drowning in fear, he began to record every night a small grace, a supportive call from an old work friend, being able to catch up on a hobby, or simply the comfort of his favorite blanket. At first, these notes seemed insignificant, but within a couple of weeks, Aaron realized his sense of hope was growing stronger than his despair, and he started acting on new opportunities with more confidence. Or reflect on Mia, who went through an unexpected breakup and doubted the future of her close circle of friends. Rather than ignoring her grief, Mia began sharing simple thanks aloud each day for the moments she was still able to laugh, the help she received, and the affection shown to her by her pet. She found this habit made room for healing, as well as for deeper friendships and a new sense of self-worth. Practicing gratitude in hard moments nurtures the subtle ability to notice not only what is painful, but also the resources that carry you through. Over time, you'll notice the benefits. Burdens become lighter, new sources of strength emerge, and your attitude toward adversity shifts. Rather than seeing yourself solely as a victim of circumstances, you recognize yourself as an active participant in recovery and growth. You begin to expect that even in life's storms, resilience is available and hope is never fully lost. This shift brings more calm, increased patience with yourself and others, and the remarkable renewal of trust in your capacity to find joy again. A simple exercise you can start today is to keep a hard moments gratitude journal for 1 week. Each day, before bed, write a single sentence that identifies one helpful or soothing moment you noticed. Watch as your outlook gradually becomes more measured, your heart steadier, and your mind more flexible. Remember, building gratitude in hard times isn't fast, but through patience and daily return, you create an invaluable source of strength. Next, get ready to explore how your words hold the key to attracting more to be thankful for. As you move forward, subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, like this video if it inspired you, and share your story or practical ideas for gratitude in tough times in the comments. Your journey can uplift and encourage someone else today. Chapter 10. Speak thanks, attract more. What if you could amplify the abundance and joy in your life just by the words you use each day? Imagine your language acting as a powerful magnet, shaping your experiences and drawing in more of what you honor with your speech. Every sentence becomes a seed, and what you repeatedly express, whether quietly to yourself or shared aloud, can blossom into the reality that surrounds you. This is not simply wishful thinking, but is powerfully supported by the ways our thoughts, emotions, and words interact to sculpt our daily experiences. Too often, your narrative gets shaped by habitual complaints, negative comments, or conversations focused on struggle and shortage. You might hear yourself telling a friend how tired you always are, reiterating the list of things you lack, or joking bitterly about how nothing ever goes your way. These expressions may offer temporary relief, a shared sense of commiseration, or an understandable need to vent, but over time, they reinforce patterns of lack and self-doubt, both in your mind and in the minds of those you influence. When speaking out loud what's wrong becomes your dominant story, it's almost as if you're training your brain to look persistently for problems. Even if underlying circumstances begin to improve, you may still find yourself stuck in a narrative that misses moments to celebrate, appreciate, or just notice what is good. Yet, you have far more influence than you may realize. The transformative solution lies in intentionally shifting how and what you speak, especially about yourself, your circumstances, and your future. Speaking thanks does not mean suppressing genuine troubles or pretending everything is perfect. It means giving equal time and energy to naming and expressing what's working, what's growing, and what you appreciate, no matter how small. By making gratitude a regular part of your language, you teach both your mind and your environment to be attuned to growth, possibility, and positivity. Words of thanks, when spoken sincerely, amplify your emotional investment in the present moment. Your conversations, whether with yourself in thought or with others, gradually become filled with cues for your brain to notice opportunities rather than obstacles. This perspective opens the way for subtle yet profound changes in your daily life. By repeatedly speaking thanks, perhaps complimenting a meal, calling out a personal achievement, or simply telling loved ones what you value about them, you invite more of these experiences into your world. The results ripple outward. Others respond to your uplifted energy, and you begin to attract fresh inspiration, creative ideas, solutions, and even practical rewards. As you practice, you realize your words not only affect your reality, but help rewrite how you see yourself. Over time, this shift in spoken gratitude can transform your inner and outer life, cultivating self-assurance, trust in the goodness around you, and an ever-increasing experience of abundance. To start speaking thanks and attracting more abundance, begin by noticing your habitual phrases and self-talk during the day. Take a moment to reflect. What stories do you consistently reinforce with your words? If you catch yourself voicing frustration or lack, pause and purposefully redirect your language to include something you appreciate, even within a challenge. For example, after saying, "This day has been so stressful," follow up with, "But I'm grateful I managed to finish my tasks," or "I appreciate how patient my coworker was today." This simple act helps balance problem-focused talk with statements of acknowledgement and value. Another actionable step is to intentionally express gratitude in daily interactions. Make a conscious effort to thank people around you for both big and small contributions, whether it's a heartfelt thank you to a friend who listens or a word of appreciation for good service from a stranger. The more you vocalize specifics, naming what you appreciate, the more genuine and impactful your words become. Real-life stories amplify this truth. Consider Lucas, who was prone to dwelling on frustrations at work. He challenged himself to express thanks in every meeting, whether by complimenting a team member's idea or acknowledging progress. As he practiced speaking gratitude aloud, he noticed a new warmth in his relationships and even a rise in creative collaboration among colleagues. Or take Marie, who, after struggling with feeling unnoticeable in her family, started voicing thanks each evening before dinner, appreciating the cooking, a small help with chores, or a gesture of kindness. Over time, the atmosphere at home shifted. Conversations became lighter, laughter more frequent, and a sense of true connection blossomed. These changes are not just about feeling good. They actually build new neural pathways in your brain, making it easier to notice and attract even more things to be grateful for. As your words change, your mood lifts, your confidence grows, and your awareness of daily gifts broadens. This positive momentum snowballs, often leading to new opportunities and stronger connections because people enjoy being around genuine expressions of appreciation and optimism. You can start your transformation right away by setting a challenge for yourself. For 1 week, end each day by reflecting on and speaking 3 thanks aloud, either to yourself, to someone else, or written in a journal. As you repeat this exercise, tune into subtle changes in your outlook and how others respond to you. Watch how grateful words echo throughout your life, bringing more to celebrate where frustration once lived. With every thoughtful expression, you not only attract more good, but set in motion a culture of gratitude around you. Prepare for the next chapter, where you will learn how to energize your deepest dreams by pairing gratitude with visualization to create powerful effects in your life. If you've enjoyed this message, subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, give this video a like, and share your stories or techniques for speaking thanks in the comments. Your voice has the power to encourage someone else and fuel their enthusiasm for gratitude and growth. Chapter 11. Visualize with grateful heart. Have you ever imagined your dreams so clearly and with such feeling that for a moment it seemed as though they were already unfolding in your life? Picture, for a moment, standing in the reality that you most desire, perhaps living in a vibrant home, working with purpose, feeling known and deeply loved, or traveling to places you have only seen in pictures. Now, ask yourself, what would it feel like not only to see this future, but to radiate thankfulness for it as if it's already yours? This is more than idle daydreaming. Combining gratitude with visualization creates an extraordinary force that can jumpstart new opportunities and align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with what you most want to experience. All too often, people approach visualization in desperation or as an exercise in wishing against evidence. You may find yourself envisioning a bigger life while quietly doubting it could really happen, or rehearsing future scenarios with an undercurrent of anxiety and self-criticism. This gap between desire and belief can shift your mental focus away from what's possible and keep you subtly anchored in frustration or lack. Trying to picture your goals without a sense of appreciation might even leave you feeling more discouraged, as you notice how far your current reality seems from your imagined one. For many, visualization becomes an empty ritual or a private moment of longing instead of the joyful and motivating practice it could be. The result is a cycle of hope followed by disappointment, since your mind cannot fully engage with dreams that are painted only with yearning and never with gratitude. Here lies a solution both powerful and surprisingly simple. Marry your vision of the future with genuine gratitude, right here and right now. Instead of seeing your goals as distant, use your practice to immerse yourself in the feeling of thankfulness as if you are already living your ideal life. Imagine what your senses would register, the sounds, sights, scents, and emotions that would accompany your success or heartfelt wish coming true. Then, consciously anchor those sensations in your present moment by expressing gratitude not only for what you seek, but for what you already hold. As you do so, your mind begins forging new connections. It stops tripping over perceived gaps and instead inhabits a feeling state that matches the reality you want to attract. The essence of this method is to shift from longing to belonging, transforming visualization from a distant hope into a living experience of gratitude in action. When you do this, you infuse your visualizations with positive emotion, which boosts motivation, creativity, and confidence. You begin moving through your day as someone who expects good things and acts as if those outcomes are already unfolding. The benefits of this shift ripple out in countless ways. You take inspired action, see solutions where before there were only blocks, and feel a powerful calm that allows new ideas and opportunities to draw near. Visualizing with a grateful heart builds momentum and makes your journey toward your dreams both joyful and profoundly believing. To start visualizing with a grateful heart, set aside a quiet moment each day to close your eyes and picture your desired future in vivid detail. Don't simply think about what you want. Instead, feel the emotions you believe achieving it will bring. Imagine the environment, the people, and the sensations that signify you've arrived at this important milestone. As you immerse yourself in this vision, begin to thank yourself, the universe, or whatever source you believe in, as if what you're picturing is already happening. Let these feelings of gratitude fill your entire body. This isn't just passive wishing. It's about teaching your mind and body to dwell in the emotional state of receiving, not just hoping. Dedicated practice, even 5 minutes a day, helps make this internal reality more familiar, believable, and attainable. A helpful variation is to use a gratitude journal dedicated to your dreams. For each dream or goal, write a statement of appreciation as if it has already manifested. For example, if you seek a new job, you might write, "I am so grateful for the creative work I now do every day and the supportive colleagues who help me grow." If your aim is emotional healing, write, "I deeply appreciate feeling peaceful, whole, and connected." The more you practice, the more these statements reinforce the belief that you're moving closer to your desires. Consider the example of Jenna, who longed for a new city and stronger relationships, but felt limited by self-doubt. She dedicated 10 minutes each day to visualizing her life in that new place. walking vibrant streets, laughing with new friends, and feeling purposeful in her work. As she visualized, she'd say thank you aloud for every detail, from her imagined cozy apartment to the sense of belonging she pictured. Over the months, Jenna saw subtle shifts, new opportunities to connect, increased confidence in social settings, and even unexpected job offers from that very city. By coupling gratitude with visualization, she felt less like a dream was eluding her and more like she was inviting life to meet her halfway. Similarly, Sean, a college student challenged by anxiety, practiced this method by visualizing himself confident in presentations and grateful for his newfound courage. Within weeks, he noticed his nerves lessen and his sense of possibility expand, making it easier for him to succeed and stay motivated. The benefits of practicing grateful visualization extend beyond achieving your goals. You develop an optimistic, resilient outlook that enables you to adapt to twists and turns along the way. When setbacks arise, you're less likely to fall into discouragement because your foundation is already built on hope and appreciation for what's possible. Over time, the act of pairing gratitude and vision makes you a magnet for the experiences you cherish most, because you habitually see yourself as someone good things happen to, not someone waiting on luck. Try an exercise today. Choose one goal and spend a few minutes visualizing it clearly. Then add a heartfelt thank you, as if it's now part of your life. Notice the positive shift inside you, both in energy and in attitude. Let this practice grow until it becomes a daily ritual, a source of strength whenever doubt arises. In the final chapter, you'll learn how to weave thankfulness deeply into every part of your life, making gratitude not just a practice, but the foundation of your lasting happiness and growth. To keep this momentum going, subscribe to Intentional Prosperity, like this video, and tell us in the comments how grateful visualization is helping you unlock your dreams. Your journey might encourage and inspire another in our community. Chapter 12. Live a Thankful Life. Imagine waking up every morning, not just on holidays or special occasions, with a heart already attuned to gratitude, a steady inner glow that follows you from the first breath of day to the last quiet moment before sleep. What if thankfulness was more than a highlight, something woven so deeply into your habits and ways of thinking that it shaped everything you did and every choice you made? Picture the possibilities of responding to life's changes, both grand and subtle, with a foundation of gratefulness that cushions your steps, energizes your outlook, and inspires those around you simply by the way you live. While this idea can sound almost magical, the reality is that anyone can cultivate a life infused with consistent gratitude. However, for most people, living a truly thankful life can feel just out of reach. Many try to foster gratitude only to lose momentum after a stressful week, or when they stumble into familiar routines of worry, comparison, or complaint. In an age overwhelmed by distractions, rushed to-do lists, and the constant highlight reel of others' successes, it takes real intention to remember what's good. You may find that during the busiest seasons or the most challenging circumstances, it's difficult to pause and recognize the ordinary gifts you've come to depend upon. You might even notice days going by on autopilot, with gratitude only surfacing in response to obvious windfalls or occasional reminders. Too often, people slip into cycles of waiting for something big enough to trigger thankfulness, or they're sidetracked by the demands and noise of modern life. The transformative solution is to reimagine gratitude as a lifestyle, a set of guiding values, perspectives, and habits so ingrained that thankfulness becomes almost as natural as breathing. This path doesn't wait for unique moments to express appreciation. It teaches you to seek, receive, share, and express gratitude as part of your everyday experience, regardless of what is waiting in tomorrow's inbox or headlines. A thankful life is built through small, repeated acts of noticing and honoring what already blesses you, steady friendships, lessons learned from setbacks, the comfort of your routines, the miracle of your own growth, and the reliable beauty of your world. By choosing gratitude as your daily companion, you shift from reacting to life to participating fully and consciously, ready to find the value, lesson, or joy planted in every situation. Living with this level of gratitude expands your emotional and spiritual boundaries, inviting you to move gracefully through both triumphs and difficulties. Your outlook becomes consistently richer as you find meaning in things once overlooked, and your patience increases as you welcome imperfection and growth as part of your thankful journey. This shift ripples outward. You nurture more meaningful relationships, inspire others purely by example, and find yourself resilient through changing seasons. A truly thankful life is not about ignoring hardship or painting over challenges, but about rooting deeper into the enduring good beneath the surface, reaching a place where gratitude feels both gentle and unshakable, guiding you at every turn. To truly live a thankful life, begin with the smallest choices. Set the tone each morning by thinking of something, however simple, you are grateful for as soon as you wake. Keep a gratitude journal, where you record the day's moments of appreciation before sleep. Each time you encounter a routine challenge, pause and consciously review what is still working in your favor or what lesson is being offered. Choose to thank someone each day, whether for something practical or for a quality you admire. These steps don't require dramatic change. They ask only that you become deliberate and attentive, bringing your recognition of good into the present moment again and again. Look to the story of Anna, who found herself discouraged during a season of career setbacks. Rather than waiting for something large to shift, she started sending small thank you notes to coworkers and writing in her journal about moments that made her smile during even ordinary days. This steady practice helped Anna regain her confidence and perspective, drawing more authentic support from those around her and opening new doors she had not anticipated. Or consider James, who struggled for years with impatience and worry. When he challenged himself to speak gratitude aloud during mundane tasks, he noticed daily stress lighten, relationships improve, and a new sense of purpose awaken inside him. Both Anna and James prove that choosing gratitude repeatedly, especially within daily life, yields lasting and far-reaching transformation. The benefits of building a gratitude-centered lifestyle are truly remarkable. Your well-being increases, anxiety begins to loosen its grip, and you develop an inner flexibility to meet change with calm curiosity rather than fear. Relationships flourish as your thankfulness overflows into genuine kindness and encouragement. Generosity follows naturally because gratitude reveals how truly abundant your life already is. Even setbacks become less daunting, as you are equipped with the mental and emotional strength to see possibility and hope in every circumstance. Throughout this journey, you have discovered how gratitude, woven into mindset, habits, healing, manifesting, and daily life, holds the power to change your inner world and your outer experiences. Each chapter invited you to recognize simple blessings, let go of lack, train your emotions, reframe hardship, and energize your dreams through gracious words and visualization. Living a thankful life is an ongoing, uplifting practice, one that grows richer with each act of appreciation, each moment of mindful presence, and every kindness shared. Thank you for joining me and the Intentional Prosperity community on this path. If this book inspired you, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so we continue to support and celebrate gratitude together.